Hello again, world. My name's Dallas Freeman, and this is part 2 of my efforts at cracking the Voynich Manuscript. I've made some progress and received a lot of good feedback, some really helpful constructive criticism, and this is right about where we were on part 1. We're on the cipher page. And before, I thought that this required direct moonlight to read. And someone brought up a really good point, and that is that the difference and the contrast in the letters, it may just be due to the natural flow of because this is going to be done with a quill. This is going to be done with a goose feather, and as you're writing, that's the amount of ink carried within is eventually going to dissipate. So the marks are gonna, they're gonna kind of vary, and since it's on vellum, that's a natural animal hide. And it's gonna fade in certain spots as well over time, just naturally. So, but I don't think I was completely wrong. But it was just figurative moonlight. So let's kind of dig into this thing. So this is where I was at, and this page is really daunting. It looks weird. It's strange. It's hard to comprehend. But there are some things here that we can at least draw from to establish points of reference, because we need something to make sense of this. So I started up here, and I looked at these pipes, and you see there's 5. And there are pipes over here, too. And you see there's 6. See, on all these, there's 6 on them. And here's 5. So it's almost as though there would be a missing link. So we need to find the missing link. Where's the missing link? There's the missing link. There it is, right there. So perhaps this thing right here can somehow be combined with this. To reach out here, maybe? Because, it kind of looks broken. It kind of looks like, this thing looks desperate. It looks like it's really wanting to go out here, but this thing's saying no, because you're only 5. I want 6. So that's what needs to be done there. So we need to figure out a way to do that. And then it occurred to me that you see these words here? They're written differently. You got to step into the mind of a person making this thing. What was he doing when he was making it? He was turning around it to write, obviously, because in order to write in a straight line, you have to turn. If you're doing this, see, this one's it's at an angle, and this one's at an angle, a different angle. So I thought perhaps, just maybe, it's a wild, crazy idea. I thought perhaps, what if we took these, cut them out, and cut these sections out here, and tilted them outward so that all the writing would be level and the same. It might even reconstruct what this picture is actually trying to get at. So let's do that. Let's go over here. All right, so I cut them out, and now they're pliable, and I started noticing some things pretty quickly here. Now, there's a line of text right here and space separating these. That's unnecessary. We'll just bring them together. That's fine. So we're just going to draw those together. Very good. And now, okay, so we can turn these. That's fun. So now, boom. Hey, wait a minute. Look at that. That's starting to line up right there, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Down there, maybe. Doesn't look quite right. So maybe, what if we pulled that in here? Oh, that's starting to look right, isn't it? Or maybe, what if that? Interesting. Interesting stuff. So I toyed with this for a while, and I decided and realized that as you turn these four on the corners, they really do match up. See, check this out. Now you're going to need to dust off and put on your imagination helmet here. Thinking cap is not going to be enough. All right, just imagine, what if this was an induction point, and from this induction point, you would turn it, like so. And the light from the induction point would channel down here. Now, keep an eye on the green points. If they're pointed upward, that's how this thing was actually constructed, okay? So now we turn that, and the light goes down here, and then what if this guy rotates over here? And the light is projected over here. And then this, do you see how this lines up here? How this goes right down in there? Yeah? And now, what if we got really crazy? Let me turn it just like that. Do you see now? How it lines up there? Oh my. So that's pretty neat. So what if, so imagine each one of these is shifting and capturing the light. Let's say, you know, light comes down, boom, then it gets in here. This redirects over here, shoots through here, then this turns, okay, which will in turn now direct the light upward through this channel, through this, well, I'll get there in a minute, up through here. Now it comes up here, and oh, I'm not entirely lined up here. You'll see why soon. Now, channeled back in, goes in here. Now there's a problem here. There's a problem. See that? That's on our way. And I will discuss this soon, but that's a problem. This when I got here, I didn't like what I saw, because I thought, and this is too kind of really, so we gotta persevere. We gotta find a way. We're not gonna let the book beat us. We're not gonna take no for an answer. We're not gonna accept defeat. Everything's going to be fine. But it did stump me, you know. I couldn't make sense of it. I mean, it looked right. It looked like there was some sense to it. But it had to make more sense. So I let the idea sink in, calm down for, I don't know, a day. It's important to do that. And I came back to it peacefully. You know, you never want to approach things with the idea that they're bad or negative. If you do things with a peaceful attitude, it makes life a lot easier. So let's come over here. Now there's some 150 pages of plants. These plants are, you know, they're weird, but they all make sense to me now. But I just started looking through them. I thought maybe, you know, look through and find something, some clue, some key in here. And I got to this page, and I'm going to call this the Providence page. This is wonderful. This is good times right here. Come up here. You see this? You see that? When's the last time you saw something like that coming out of a flower? Reminds me of Mario Brothers or something. And that looks like a star right there, doesn't it? And over here, oh my, it's our cipher. There's all 9 rings. Yeah. And see these points there? Oh, those are axles. Yes, they are, because this thing turns. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. So let's get back over here. See it? You see that now? Let's just get a little comparison here. Oh dear. What am I doing? There we go. See? Oh, come on. Oh. Computer's saying no. That's fine. See that there? That's our guy. So, this is very important. This is very important. Why? Because it's telling us how to turn the thing. Ah, very nice. And you'll notice this thing right here, this is the only one that doesn't have a point, so perhaps it doesn't turn. Interesting. Interesting stuff. So, let's come over here. So then I started playing with it, moving it around, shining light in and everything. Excuse me. And I found this guy right here. Oh, hello there. Yeah, that's our induction point. That's where the light's coming in from. And then, oh man, you're really going to have to really bring this one into your imagination here. Do you see this? This is a three-dimensional aerial view. Okay, this right here is this. It's just turned sideways. And this is another concept of that. What this is, see, here are light projections. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, and 4. And here it is again. But it's turning. And what does a square make when it turns? It makes a circle. Just shapes and light interacting with each other. Comes up here, spins around, shoots over here. I'll get to that later. Okay, so then I thought maybe, what if? Because, you know, whose world are you living in? You living in the book's world or your world? I mean, we have the tools here. We can make things good, right? So what if, you know, why not? Why not just, here, there we go. Now it's a full circle. And this is attached. See how this is attached? Remember we wanted 6 over here? Because this is an aerial view of this. And see these little marks here? These are little gear markings. That's fun. Much fun. So, let's bring this over here. Okay, so what we need to do now is find out the meaning of all of this. I want you to notice now that there are 12 sets of 6 pipes. And again, get that imagination helmet on. Okay, these 4 here on the corners are actually under these 4. Okay, and that's what this is saying. This is a top view of this 3-dimensional process. And these are hooked together like gears. Okay, and up here, you'll notice you have 13 markers, right? And they're elevated and lowered. So what's 13 times 2? It's 26. So you're going to have your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You get it. And, of course, that's going to be, you know, it's going to be Latin. Over here you have 16. 8 here. 7 here, 3 illuminated. One of these contains 20, I believe one has 29 stars, one has 26, and another was 19, I believe. Okay, so let's start making sense of the book. Let's go back. Let's go back and start comprehending things. Because it's going to make sense. Because we're going to make it make sense. All right. I cannot imagine who made this. I can't. Not in my wildest dreams. It's baffling. Absolutely baffling. Okay. See these 12 rays here on the sun. Okay, that, or rather those, are these right here. Okay. And see that this is yellow, the contrast, it's all blue and yellow, blue and yellow. Okay, we're gonna make sense of this. All right. So that carries over here as well. Remember, you have blue and yellow. See, it's telling you about the combinations. And then over here, so we have 8. Remember our 8 point over on, I'm just going to get this up and minimize it here. There we go. Now we can get some comparison going on here. Now, bear with me, please. Oh, dear. Yeah. There we are. So this here, that guy there, is that. And here you have those red lines piping through, because this is all turning. See, it's all turning. It's like a gearbox, but it's for light. It projects light. This is all about light. It's all about light and direction, combination, and mirror effect, translation, transition, all kinds of fun stuff. So, okay, over here, right? Again, now this thing's fun. I actually made one of these and in Paint, and then just kind of looked at it for a while, and then looked over into the negative space, and I blinked my eyes, and interestingly enough, along with that, remember that blue shift theory? I mean, this is still all tied in. I wasn't wrong. There's something to this. The red switched sides with the blue. Very interesting. Okay, now, excuse me. Okay, again, okay, understand this. We all understand this, but understand this in the context of the book. Yellow and blue, or I'm sorry, yellow and blue make green. So anytime you see green, it's because the yellow and the blue have been combined. And here, remember, as the light in the induction point comes through, it is being reflected and projected. Here, see? It's being projected. This is the same thing. This is another illustration of this. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag here. These aren't letters. These are directions in which to turn the cipher, and each one of these is showing how light will enter the cipher, combine, turn green, and be translated. Absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, again, over here, this is, the light being transitioned. As you're turning this thing, you're turning it, okay, the yellow there and the blue is moving, and here we have, see, this has the yellow, this has the blue. Now we've split them apart, okay? Now we have the blue and the yellow, and this is explaining how they are put together. See, this thing is just constantly ripping apart languages and slamming them back together. I think there may be 3 different living world languages in this thing, but we're gonna move along here. There's 2 of those. Okay, so again, now we have 5. I imagine these are vowels. We have 5, 5, and 5. And here, let's go ahead at this point and check out some similarities here. Let's check out some similarities to this guy here. And see that image there? And you'll recall, I believe I actually have one of these somewhere over here. See that? Okay. See how that's turned? That there? That's this. And you're starting to see the sun there. The patterns are all there. And you got the red, the green, and the blue. Oh, and by the way, when I went into this thing, and I should have brought that, carried that point forward when I got to it. Remember over here when I found the induction point, right here? Do you remember when I found that this point on the Providence page? I interpreted that over here, somewhere in the text, or rather the rest of the book, the pictures in the book, this should be somewhere in it as well, if this one was. All right? And I didn't have to look very far. Because the truth is, it's on the very first page of the book. There it is right there. Sneaky stuff. Okay, so this is all rotating together. Just picture the light, which are the letters that you're putting together, being combined with the darkness, reflected from point to point. And here we have our little 8 light guy right over here. And now, see here, it is being projected over to this 16 focal points in this gear looking fellow. Okay, and now you have the 16 here as well. All right, and it's being projected up here as well. We have our 13. Now we come over here. There we go. All right, so now we've been divided up. Again, we have our 6. Okay, now only 6 illuminated. And again, remember, this light combines with this light and turns into this light as our cipher is rotating. This here is this, okay? There are 26 here, all right? And they're staggered. Each one of these is a letter. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. And the idea is to combine the light. Remember on the page back over there? Here, let's check this out again. Right here. Okay. See this? Oop. Remember, this one doesn't rotate. No axle. So, oh, I'm getting in a mess. Too much going on here. Very complicated stuff. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, so the idea is to get these colors combined and landing on here, projecting rather properly to illuminate the letters so that your face can look like this when you're reading this thing for the first time. We have 9 here. This is a redirection. This is it, because once it gets up here, it's not done yet. It still has to be broken back down. And you can see that in the letters. Well, perhaps not this. Let's get a better example of the text here. Oh, I figured those out too. Those are fun. This is terrible as well. Let's get off of these trifolds, folios here. Yeah, that'll work. That looks all right. See, the light's coming into the system, being refracted, and shooting back out. So it comes in, and it has to go around that guy, the cipher, the 13 by 13 cipher, and then go back through the system. Because if you look over here, see, it comes in on, if you're looking at it like this, comes in, I believe anyway, here. See? And again, this is telling you, because look, it's the form of the text. And this is the formation of the text. The light moves through it. Okay, so this goes here, and this then points downward. And when it does, see? See what happens here? This points down, and then this will point over here. Oh, it's already there. This will point, so it was here, and now this will point over here. See? Following the format. And so on and so forth. And so, as such, these markers are telling you how to rotate this thing to interpret the book. I'm not even entirely sure if any of this here matters. You know, it may just be these indications that are necessary to keep this thing going. Which would explain why it hasn't been solved. It's a lot of fun. All right, so let's clean house here a little bit. Clean house. We are messy. All right, so let's see, where were we at? Okay, so we get here to, all right, again, imagination helmets. All right, check this out. Imagine that this right here is the inside of this pipe. Or, well, better still, the inside of one of these pipes. This central pipe, actually. And that light is moving through it. See, here's the origin of the light spiraling in. Now it's coming in, mixing together, and combining, because we're piping that green light through this central cipher disk here. Okay. And it's progressing. Okay, it's getting narrowed down. This is one of the smaller tubes, and you know, the light is being transferred. See, now the red. Remember this. Remember this. These are the sun's rays, and they were represented as being red. Okay, so the inside of this thing, just like picture it as a vein, and the interior of the vein is red. And the good stuff that we're trying to move through this thing is the light, which once it's combined, it turns green. So this is it, the light flowing through. And you see here where our markings are lining up, because the whole thing is rotating and revolving and projecting, and the light is shifting. And as the light leaves, the interior remains shown, which is red. This is showing the process. As the light leaves and spirals out, you are left with the red interior. And here it is again, the spiraling of the green and the blue. And as the green hits the blue, it turns the cipher disks and makes more sense. See, these represent the characters. It's a very complex code with complex motions. Again, same deal, same deal. There are 12 signs in the zodiac. There are 12 signs here. And these stars are just indicating the light that is being beamed through our system. Here it is. See? There's our light mixed here. And there's the nymphs holding the light. And they're combining in the yellow and the blue. They're turning green and they're moving through these pipes. And that's what all this nonsense is about down here. Same thing here. Same deal here. And here. I solarized this. I was trying to make sense of my theory. It looks pretty neat, doesn't it? But kind of a cross here. That's cool. The light's coming in, okay? And remember, it's going through our pipes. Just like water, just like light. Because light makes waves, and water makes waves, and brains make waves. And as... let's move through here. See? Our pipes. That's our pipes. It's just moving and vacillating through the system, rotating and reflecting. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to think of what, the information contained within here. Okay, so this is another representation of what's going on. We have our yellow and our blue combining to make green. Excuse me. And this is hitting our cipher wheels, and you'll notice the interior of our pipes is red. Okay? So, and also, a very important thing to note here is this cross-hatching and the marking. See, you can see these marks of 3 here. And if you go in on the cipher page, up here, and you look very, very closely, because you surely need to look at this thing closely, you'll see these marks of 3 here. And these marks of 3 over here as well. Okay, so it's coming in and combining. This is about combining all the characters. Fun stuff. Okay, and see here, just as the wheel of a gear turns. See. Notches. And do you see this? You see these little chevrons here? Those guys? Yeah. Those are right here. See? And one, see how these are marked as 1? See, we got 1 chevron here. Oop. There's marks. These are 2. These come in pairs. So, let me just fast forward for just a moment. That is referring to these 2 here becoming 1. That's this. These pairing, these couplings here. Okay. Let's move back. Get back on point. There we are. And see, again, it's just referring to the process by which this device turns and scrambles up everything. See, let's draw a line. We can draw lines. No rules against drawing lines. What color should it be? Big decisions. So, how about, here's our point of induction. What do you think about there to there to over here? And then possibly just, Squares. Squares are just unrealized circles. Oh, that's fun. Please bear with me. So what if, are you starting to see this now? I imagine you are. Oop. Oh, I did it again. Imagine that. All right, come down here. Come with me. There we are. See, that's our text. There. See? That's our text. And some of them have 3. Oh. Oh, you get the picture. This is unnecessary. You get the picture. Some of them have 2 and 3, and it's telling you how many times they go through before they're piped in here on an axis of 12 and then broadcast up here on these axes. See? Because these 4 on the corners actually sit below these points here. These are elevated, and that's why there is a difference. There's a contrast in the size of these. Like, again, it's an aerial 3-dimensional view of the cipher system. That is this. That is also this. That is this turning. Okay, these are our rays of the sun, which are red. And this is an artistic interpretation of the light or the text, the information being run through here, bouncing off of the mirror and reflecting here, here, and here, and the motion by which these is turning this internal gear mechanism, which is then turning these guys. And you'll see these are all exploded diagrams of the internal workings, the internal mechanism. This is just a projection of the inside of this thing. And the inside of this thing looks like that. That's what this is. This is actually showing you the device of what this looks like in the real world. Absolutely amazing. See? It's being piped out. Okay? Blue. Hitting the light. Turning green. Same thing. And you notice it's being consumed again. It turns green. It gets consumed by the blue because this, see, as this thing turns and reflects light, you're going to have blue hitting yellow, which is going to give meaning and reason to these numbered portions here. And your end game projection is going to be up here, which will correlate to real world, real meaning letters to form words. Words aren't very necessary, are they? And that's it. That's it. You can see this is this right here is it's all the same. Everything's the same. There's this. You see? See how these 4 here are being poured into the system? That's the here. These are our points here. And then you'll see over here how this, okay, if you see, this is our 4 square light projection because we have the sun, and then here on the moon, if you look really, really close here, let me do something for you, help make your life easier. There we go. Solarize this. So shed some light on the subject. There we are. All right. You can see, if you look very closely, their face is here. See? There's a face there. There's a face there. Face there. face there. So this is referring to our system, our cipher system of 8. There we are. So 4 there, and there's our other 8 markers. It's just this. That's all it is. You can do anything if you just refuse to accept defeat. So we will solve this. We're going to do it together. See? Pointing out, receiving, going in, going in. There we are. And you see this it's showing the light flowing through the red sun rays there, and it's, you know, it's reaching through, and there's our system of 8 with the axis rotating on the axle there. And it's reaching over again, and there's even more, you know, down, you know, it's just, again, more explanation and elaboration of the subject at hand. Same stuff. Okay, see this? See that right there? That. I was playing around over here. Gotta have fun. That is this. See it? You see it now? Blinded by the light. That is this. And if you actually tie these pages together, the ties which bind them are actually moving in the rotation of the cipher. It's all just running right back to it, pointing forward. So that's where I'm at. But I have figured out a lot. You know, this is the answer. This is the answer. It's not, you know, it's not within the words. It's not within the words as they're written. They're not characters. They're guides. They're light. They are light. They are representing light entering this system. And it's crazy. It's absolutely amazing how this person tied in, you know, the physiological aspects. Because look at this here. I mean, look down at your arms. Look, you know, imagine a vein, you know, and you look down, and for some reason, it appears, your blood appears kind of a bluish green, but you know, it's really not. It only appears that way because of the way the light hits it, and when the light slows down, you know, recedes, and the light exits this system, you know, you're just left with the red. It's just like you know, your veins and everything. This is amazingly superior understanding of illumination and biology. Whoever wrote this was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So going forward with this, I would like some help figuring out, because I can't count these properly. I can't see them that well. I mean, you get in, you know, really close, and it's kind of hard to tell exactly, like on these illuminated ones, like, is that a star or is that, you know, not sure. And it's all numerical. There are going to be, you know, components that it's splashing around. It might be a triffid, maybe. But that's essentially it. I've at least made sense of the pictures in the book, because the pictures were drawn first. Why would you try and brute force a system of code when you have so many pictures leading you in the direction of the truth? Why would you do that? I mean, the person, just looking at it, I imagine the person, you know, who did this was left-handed. Being left-handed, you is first-hand information. You really don't want to focus too much on plain text. I focus on nice looking things. So this is all about light, refraction, and I do believe there is a true meaning to the text, all of it. And a lot of it is useless. The only parts that really matter are the directional cues in which to turn this thing and eventually arrive at this conclusion, which will tie up to be a projection of what we're looking for here. So that's where I'm at. Feedback would be wonderful, and thank you very much for bearing with me. I'm trying really hard to cut back on the rights. Thank you.